Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another very special episode of the Zan Talk Podcast with your host, Zan Cromartie. And today, I have a very special guest on the Zan Talk episode edition. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's please welcome, man, Jeff Douglas. What's up, Jeff, man? How you doing, man?
Thank you for inviting me to this podcast. I thank you for the opportunity to share with others and share with you. Thank you.
You're welcome, man. It's an honor to have you on the podcast. So, Jeff, without further ado, man, can you introduce yourself? Give a little background information, so where you're from and all that.
Yes. My wife and I, we live in Tallahassee now, but originally I'm from Tullahoma, Tennessee. And I went to high school, Tullahoma Senior High, and graduated in 1975, probably before many of you guys were even born. So that's my high school, days. On the football team, a little bit on the wrestling team. That's it.
So that's Jeff Douglas. He went, Tallahassee. Okay, anyway, after when you graduated high school, what did you do next? Did you get a job or did you go to college?
Well, things were different years ago. In 1975 or 73, 74, 5, and on up, you could, in your last year of high school, and really before that, junior year, senior year, you can go to school half a day, take your classes, and if you had a job, the school will release you to go to your job and work. My last 3 years of high school, I worked at Sears. Sears, and they don't even have a Sears anymore. But I worked in the tire and battery department of Sears my last 3 years of high school.
Oh, so that's like 1972 through 75.
Yes.
All right. It's pretty good. So, did you go to college at, did you go to college?
That's a strange thing because I was with a friend and we decided that we were going to go to the Marine Corps, join the military, because in a small town in Tennessee, you are very limited to jobs. There's factory jobs where they work you to death, or you go to the military. So him and I, we said, man, let's go military. So I said, okay, let's go. We go sign the papers. But at that time, I had an older brother who had done, some education.
Yeah.
And this guy called me and said, hey, Jeff, there's a small college here in Tennessee over near Memphis. We just want you to attend it. You ain't got to go to school here, but just come and check out the campus and tell us what you think about it.
Oh.
I went there on the weekend, and man, they had me in classes before that weekend was over.
Oh, all right. Well, that's good, So, but, what college did you attend, though? College you attended?
Well, this college in West Tennessee was called Freed-Hardeman University. Now, because I had did sports all in high school, my reading level was about 8th, 9th grade reading level.
Okay.
And here I am going to college with a reading level that low. And I was really, paranoid about it, scared of people going to laugh at me when it came my chance to read.
Right.
But, since it was a small college, liberal arts, private Christian college, I didn't have any trouble. The teachers there were so helpful in bringing me up to speed to that reading level in college, Freed-Hardeman University.
That's good. That's good. The teachers got the resources for you, and the teachers help you out. And yeah. So that's good, Jeff. What did you attend? What did you major in college?
Well, I thought I wanted to do mission work. That was the plan. I got married my last year of college. It took me about 5 years now to get through college. So
Yeah.
I got married my last year of college, and I was on a mission team to do mission work.
Yeah.
And then I break my neck my last year of college. Tumbling. I was flipping in the air, landed on my head. I was too arrogant, too cocky to have a spotter. So I didn't have anyone to spot me. So Zane, I landed on my head and I broke my neck. So I had to change my plans from doing mission work.
Oh. Well, I'm sorry to hear about that. But so yeah, and what did mission work, what did that, contain? What that contain?
Well, before I broke my neck, I had done a summer in Montreal, Canada, and working with the French Canadians, and most of them were Catholic. So I had did that for a summer, and but a team that was going to Brazil had spoke to my wife and I about joining them. But when I broke my neck, I had to reevaluate things, and that's when I decided I better take more social work classes and follow the social work route.
Oh, and then you said something about social work. What did that contain?
Well, social work contains, working with people. I could work in a high school setting with, high school children or elementary kids. Social work involved doing things like, let me name a few things that you can relate to.
Okay.
Home and family services, or a kid that's maybe getting abused at home. They call the number and a social worker steps in to help out. Or add guardianism and guardian. Add guardian. Help out with that. Social workers help people to get back into society once they've been in prison or, away for a while.
Right. But that's not, a good job, and you working with students. And then after, when you got done, with college, you said you got hired by, Lighthouse of the Big Bend when they work with, low vision students.
Yes, that is correct. I was at FSU for about 20 plus years, working with not only low vision and vision impaired students at FSU in college, but I also worked with students who had learning disabilities, and some of them were on the football team at FSU. And as you know, you can't call out any names,
No.
but worked with them and helped them. I read the exams to them. Dyslexia is a strange thing. They just need you to read it to them, and once you read it to them and give them the choices, they can pick the right answer. And
Right.
some students with dyslexia, they would take the exam, with their professors. And then the professor will read the exam to them if they didn't want, our office to do it. So I assisted many students to get through college at SDRC. Now, after leaving there about 21, 22 years, I worked for Department of Economic Opportunities, help people file their unemployment claims. And then I had another job in between, and then I went to the Lighthouse of the Big Bend, and worked for them. I've been there now for about almost 6.5, 7 years.
Oh, at the Lighthouse of the Big Bend, how is it working with, low vision and visually impaired students? That what was it new to you, or how was that? Did you like it?
Oh, I enjoyed it, and I still enjoy it because, that's something that probably 30 something years ago I started doing, working with people who are visually impaired, who are blind, and giving them direction, things like that, helping them out, introducing them to new apps. Years ago, they didn't have all these apps that we have now. what is that? Tap See, another app,
Thing,
Seeing
yeah,
AI,
CNAI,
artificial.
I have that
Yep,
app, and
Tap See, and what's another one?
Super Sims,
Super Sense. And then there's
uh,
another one out there too. I can't name of, but it's another one out
voiceover.
there. Okay.
The, the,
Okay.
yeah, I'm sure they had voiceover, and they got called text to speech,
Yes, sir.
and I use I as me as a visually impaired individual as well. I use voiceover, seeing AI. Seeing AI is a great app. I mean, sure back then they have all the features they had now. But as a that app, right, it helps. It has different channels. It has document. It'll read documents to you. It'll read products. And it has something called a person. It has face recognition, and you put
Yes,
on
it
some,
does.
yeah,
Yes, sir.
and you put it on somebody's face, and take the picture. It'll tell you how old it is or how they look, and it'll describe it to you. Got person, product, all that stuff. They got scenes, color. If just say if you get a haircut and you put that camera on your head and just say your hair kind of growing back. Let's say you got a bald head, it's brown right now, but then let's just say you growing a little black on your hair. You put that over top of your head. It say brown and gray. I ain't got no gray hair.
Oh,
It's just brown with mixed in with a little bit of black.
and that's why I love seeing AI. It's artificial intelligence and how they get a program, an app, to tell you everything. But the secret, I tell everybody, if you're going to use seeing AI, you got to have
Yeah.
a lot of light on. Turn the light on because it will tell you the colors of your shirt, colors of your slacks, your socks,
Yeah.
your
Now,
shoes.
sometimes it'll get the colors, messy. If you got a, let's say you got say you got a red shirt on, and then, but have the flashlight on the camera. If you have it too close to the red shirt, it'll say like a pink shirt, because that's a lot of that. Your flashlight is on that, and all that light shining on that shirt, it'll say pink. So hold it back from the shirt, then it'll tell you hold it about 4-5 feet away from you. Then it'll tell you the right color of your shirt.
There you go, Zion. Yes, when you share this with people on this podcast, they're going to appreciate the program Seeing AI much more, because you got to have a lot of light on in the room, just regular light or in the sunlight. But you have to hold that camera so far from the shirt that you want to identify the color of, and then it will be more honest and truthful with you. Thank you for sharing that, Zane. Thank you.
You're welcome. So yeah, I'm a visually impaired, individual as myself, and you say when you worked in college, you assisted, those people, you gave them notes and all that stuff, right?
Well, yes, and some people I had to fire. Hey, Jeff, this is a job for you. You need to fire this person. I said, well, I need to fire that note taker. They said, well, this who was visually impaired has been coming here, and this guy who's taking notes for them is not giving them the notes, photocopying and giving them the notes. I went, oh, we can't have that. They said, well, Jeff, you need to straighten that person out. Just tell that person, look, this job may not be for you. And if it's not for you, that's okay. We'll find someone else. Do not feel bad, but it may not be for you. But the student that you're taking notes for has a disability and they need their notes. Every class period, after every class period, you come here and you can copy the notes for free. And they get someone to read it to them, or if not, they get me to read it to them. But they need their notes in order to take the exam. So,
yeah,
that's where we were at. That's what happened at FSU. And probably at FAMU too. They got the same program at FAMU.
Yeah. But now, when I was in middle school and now I'm in high school, I used somebody used to take my notes for me, back then. But then about, let's say about 4 years ago or something, I started, taking my own notes. They have newer technology now. Except for the, Braille typewriter, they have, computers, and they have something called a Braille note taker.
Yes.
And 4 years, I started, 2018 and so on up now. Take my own notes and on the Braille note taker. And I have me a junk drive. Used to have a junk drive. And every time I take the notes, first when you gotta open up the Braille note, turn it on. It's like a little tablet. It's like a computer. So let me just describe it to you. A Braille note, it got a casing over it, right?
Correct. Yes.
A black case. You move the casing back, and then it's just a keyboard with keys on it. And when you lift the keyboard up, it'll look like a little tablet. It's a little screen. It's a screen. And so I do it on the Braille note touch, and it's a screen, and you can tap on it. It's like a tablet. Anyway, you turn that thing on, fire it up. It has, like I said, you move the keyboard back, it's a little screen, but you can take that screen out. It's like a little PS3, a mini PS3 or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And on that Braille note at the bottom of it, it has the keys at the way at the bottom, thumb keys, so you can just use different settings. But at the bottom, on top, but at the bottom of it, but it's like you know what I'm trying. On the top, but at the very back, it has, when you type in something, or when something on the Braille note and it says something, yes, it reads it to you, but it has Braille down there which you can read yourself.
Right. Yes.
And the Braille note has helped me out a lot.
Good.
Because I think on a Braille note, it's much easier on a Braille note than a computer, because the computer got all these keys scattered everywhere.
Right. I understand. You're right.
All these keys and all these functions. On a Braille note, Braille consists of 6 dots. So it's 3 keys. Well, it's just 3 keys. 6 keys. 3 on the left, 3 on the right. But they have a space bar at the bottom. They have a new line key on the side, enter key, or they have a backspace key. And all those functions, they good. And if you want to, I learned this year because I ain't know how to email off of Braille note, but now I do. When you send emails, you type in an M. A M is 1, 3, 4, right? That's 1, that's 3, and that's 4.
Good. Yes, you're right.
So,
M is 1, 3, 4.
You type in that M, but don't type it in. Just don't type in the M, because it's not. When you saving the doc, it's already saved. Okay, type in the M, and I think you hit the backspace button or something like that, and it has all kind of options. It says share. I hit the share button. It says email. Okay, I'm gonna email this to to the teacher so they can get the work.
Right, you got to share it. Yes.
Yeah, so email the teacher so they can get your assignment. And I use that in science, and couldn't use it in math. We just use Braille typewriters in math, and Nemeth code with visually impaired and blind students. They got something called Nemeth in math.
Right. Yes.
But we ain't gonna go in detail about that. But
oh no, don't do that, because you're gonna lose me. You gonna Nemeth code? I'm lost.
Nah, Nemeth code, that's kind of aggravating. So, but yeah, and they have a Braille typewriter. Same thing like a Braille note, but it's a modern style. It's made out of, I think, metal, something like that. Metal, yeah, it's made out of metal or something. And it had in the Braille typewriter, a typewriter itself, not the Braille note, but the typewriter machine. When you type in, it's a clank, clank, Clank,
Oh
clank,
yes, you talking about a Perkins Brailler? A
Perkins
Perkins
Braille.
Brailler.
Perkins.
That metal thing, it's heavy. Yes, I know what
Yeah.
you're talking about.
And see, let me tell you how you work this as a visually impaired and blind student at a school. You know how you work. Come on, and you work that in you work that no you work that is you open up the thing what you put the paper in, and you put the paper in the two things in, but you know a Perkins Braille is different, but you know you put the paper in the back, you roll it in, you shut the things that'll tighten it up,
Right. Yes.
and next thing you know you hit that backspace not the new line button on that, and it's a clank, and it's locked, the paper locked in, so it ain't got to go out. You start typing, you don't have 3 keys on the left and 3 keys on the right, and a
Yes.
space bar in the middle.
Yes.
So yeah, that's how, you know, that's what I use for school to get through school. And I've been I've known Braille since 4th grade. And let me tell you something. When I first started, you know, learning Braille in 2016, you know, I ain't even know it like that. You know, had somebody teach me, you know, how to do A, B, C, D, E, and F. They ain't teach me the whole thing. Till, you know, another TVI came in and assisted. You know, came in that fall, a new school year came in that fall, and his name is Ryan Steves, and he helped me, you know, A all the way through Z, and then it was Braille contraction signs. I said, I ain't even know nothing about this.
Yes, Braille contraction. Yes, sir.
You got CH, SH, and then all those signs stand for something. You know, CH stands for child or something like that. ST34 stands for still, and like I'm still him, and
Okay. Yes.
so yeah, it's Braille contraction signs, and you know it's a lot of that stuff. You just got to get the hang of it. Once you get the hang of it, I've been on Braille for 6 years. I got the hang of it. Once you get the hang of it, man, you'll be reading fluently, and you ain't read. You can, as a vision impaired and low vision student, you know, you're reading with your fingers. You ain't gotta look at it. You reading with your fingers.
Right.
But first you gotta learn the dots before you can start reading it.
Yes.
When you learn it, then you start reading. Then your fingers already know what it is. Your fingers is already used to that Braille. So all you're doing is just reading fluently, and that's pretty easy now. I've known it for 6 years.
Good for you. Good.
And do you know Braille yourself?
No, I do not know Braille.
Man, I could teach it.
But they do offer a class. If anybody wants to learn Braille, they offer a class on Hadley. HADLEY, Hadley.edu. HADLEY.edu. It's free class, Braille class on Hadley. And I know that Janet at the Lighthouse, she teaches Braille at the Lighthouse.
Yeah, it's a Lighthouse with a big band, Tallahassee,
Yes.
Florida.
Yes, sir.
And yeah, and you know, Braille is pretty easy. So if it for y'all who want to, you know, learn what Braille is like, who want to get the feel of Braille, you can, you know, take that class what he offered. You know what Jeff said. You know, Hadley. You know, you can. That's an online class, or is it person?
I think it's an online class, and if it gives assignments, you may have to send them in. But it's free matter for the blind, so you're not going to be charged anything. But yes, I think it's a free class.
So those of y'all who want to get the feel of Braille, who want to know Braille, who want to know what Braille is like, you can take that free class online. Hadley. That's
Or now,
Huh?
H-A, go ahead. Go ahead. H-A.
Okay, Hadley. So I encourage
Yes.
y'all who want to learn Braille to, take the class what he offered. Now, what you saying?
I was going to say now, if they just want to hear a YouTube video, they can go to YouTube and just type in what is Braille like. Uh,
Yeah.
Give me examples of Braille on YouTube, and it will read to you and let you know what Braille is like. I mean, you don't have to see it visually. You can pretty much, listen and understand what they're
Listen,
talking about when it comes to Braille.
but when you get it in person, it's a different ball game.
Well, you're right.
And I don't even like reading Braille like that. Yeah, but I gotta do it. Yeah. All them assignments be in Braille. I be like, I gotta.
Oh no! Oh
It,
no! No!
my
No!
fingers be
No!
hurting and all that stuff.
Yes! Yes!
Oh man. But yeah. So when you at the lighthouse working with them low vision and visually impaired students, I'm sure that they have. Did they have any Braille? Braille back then. I'm sure they had Braille all the time. But like, did they have any like practice Braille? Braille practice there.
Well, a lot of them brought in cards. They used a Perkins Brailler to do the alphabet, and then they practiced filling of the alphabet, and they would practice with that, with that. But whether they moved on with it and used it for other things, I don't know. But they learned their basics by typing in the letters, the numbers, in Braille on a Perkins Brailler. That big heavy thing you were talking about earlier.
Yeah, that metal thing.
There you go. And that's how you build. You build from there.
Yeah. And see, just to give you an example, I ain't gonna go through the whole thing, but just to give you an example, when they Braille out a dot one, that's an 8, right? That's an 8, and
Yes.
8 just stands for 8. Dots 1 and 2, that's a B, and a B stands for butt. Dots 1, that's 1 4, that's a C, and C stands for pen. And then I'm just go okay. A D is 1 4 5, and a D stands for do. You see, they got different meanings. Those
Yes. There you go. Yes.
They have different meanings, and so that's the basics of just the alphabet, A through Z, and all those have different meanings. Z stands for as. I don't know why, but that's what it stands for. And then they come out with all those contractions and all that, and then they got strong word signs and weak word signs. Strong contraction.
See, I don't know anything about that. You got me there. I don't know it. You don't surpass me. I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, just to let you know, they got them strong ones and the weak ones. So I ain't gonna go into detail about it because I don't want, but yeah, all those dots, all those words, all those letters have a meaning. And then this is my last thing here. If you want to type in a number on Braille, that's you type in a dot 3 4 5 6, and when you press them down at the same time, if you want to do a 1, that's an 8. If you want to do a 2, that's a 1 2. See,
Yes.
yeah, that because A is 1. B is the second letter, and all that stuff. And so yeah, they didn't have any of that, technology. I think they didn't have all that technology, back then, except for the magnifiers and I forgot the other thing.
Yes, magnifiers. That's what they had back then. Yes.
With the light on it, with the light in.
Okay, that came later. Yes, they had magnifiers, and then they added magnifiers that had a light on it to make it easier. So yes, you are right about that.
And they had something called a light box. Something called a light box.
I've heard of that, but I don't know what it is. But I have heard of that. Yes.
You put it's like a box. I think did you plug it up or I forgot because I ain't used
I,
that in a long time. But
I do. Yeah, you do plug it up. Yes.
oh yeah, okay. Plug it up and you put a piece of paper on it, and you can turn up the and it lights it up. You can turn up the light. You know, you can turn it from dim to high. You know, that's how you can read it there. Or and you know this, what us low vision and vision past students use. It's this pen called a 2020 pen. It's like a Sharpie, but they call it a 2020 pen. That helps out as well.
There you go. Yes. Very good.
So they have all those low vision services, and they'll give all the resources to you. So you gotta learn how to use them and utilize them.
That's correct.
Life goes on from there. Jeff, I was thinking of this that week when I was at the lighthouse. Last week when I was there, right?
Right. Correct.
But when I was thinking of this now, because I want to have my own business, and as a vision impaired student, I thought about this last Wednesday or Thursday or something like that. Anyway, and I was thinking of a program I want to have, and and I told somebody about it, and I told the name. The name it was going to have. You want to know the name I put it as?
What name?
The Vision Is Mine.
Oh, I like that. Very positive.
So the vision. So this is my thing I want to have. For upcoming, upcoming youngins, who want to have a good career, and I want to have this program. The Vision Is Mine, and somewhere, hopefully in the late 2020s or somewhere around there. But help kids on up, from 12 or 13 years up, and so help them develop, discover their talents, or help them develop, what their career wants to be in the future. And then
I like that.
Just say if they want to be a drummer, don't worry, I have people who can teach them that. If they want to be a artist, like a music artist, got people for that. And if they want to be a art person, I have people for that. And it's a program to help them develop their careers. So when they get, I think put it at like 12 on up, somewhere around there. And so they can know what their careers want to be. So when they 18, and stuff like that, at their adult age, they can skyrocket that way.
I see what you're saying. Yes.
They can sign a deal or something like that.
That is true. Yes.
So that's, I want to have a helpful because I want to, help out the people as well. Help out the, so-called youngins. Help
right.
out the upcoming ones. And
right.
You can mentor them. They'll look up to you as a hero or as a role model. Set a good example. And that's what I, want to do. So that's why I thought of it. I said, all right, you know what? It is you, but then you gonna have a few people who gonna, be trying to stop you. Be like, you guys.
That's always with anything. Know that. That's always with anything.
Oh, and then of course, people try to target people with disability. How you gonna do that if you blind? Business.
There you go.
Don't worry about what I can do. Just watch and you see for yourself, and then ask me later.
Right.
Because I don't have time for that nonsense. So it ain't. It's not for you. You want to ask the question, but it ain't for you. But don't you worry about it. Just watch. And maybe when you got keys, and maybe I can help out yours, and they'll tell you what it's like. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yes, that's how it works. Yes.
Yeah. So the Vision Is Mine program, and I'm gonna talk to you more about it later.
Good. Very
Later when
good.
we get off of him. So yeah, you know, that's my little program. And don't that sound like a, you know, good program? Jeff,
Yes, sir.
I said that sounds like a good program, don't it? That's a
Oh, it's going to be a good program when you get people to buy into it, to let them know about, hey, vision, you know, your vision.
this your
And
vision.
do what you want to do. It's your vision.
Yeah, and that's my motto on everything, you know, on podcasts and YouTube channels. I always talk about, you know, do what you want to do, achieve what you want to achieve. You know, I talked to somebody called, you know, Ben Fox, and you know, I told, and you know, I always said that in front of him, and he's a vision impaired, you know, adult. You know, he's vision impaired and all that, you know. And me and we was talking about the podcast and YouTube channels, and I had I kept saying that motto. He talking about, man, that's a whole bunch of drive and determination. That means you're determined and all that.
There you go. It helps develop that. I like that. Yes.
Yeah. And so, you know, do what you want to do. Don't matter, you know, no vision at all, or, you know, nearsightedness or something like that. It's a lot for your career. You know, you can think about what your career want to be now. You know, I want to, like I say, man, I told you, man, speaking is my thing.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And you do it very well, too.
And, you know, don't worry. See, God has put that, you know, talent in you. You know, He has instilled it in you. It's best to use it. Like I always say, use it, lose it, or abuse it.
You're right. Use it or lose it.
Let's not lose it. And let's not, because I don't want to lose my voice. I don't want to abuse my voice. So I'm going to just sit there and I'm going to use it.
Yes.
So that's a good thing for, you know, people to understand, and people to get a feel of. Use it, you know, life goes on. And that's what, you know, everybody says, you know, everybody need to believe me, you know, life goes on. No matter if you have a disability and all that, you know, you can still do things what you want to do. Just do it.
Just do it. Just like that Nike commercial said, just do it.
Just do it. I have a shirt called Just Do It. Yeah, so just do what you want to do. When you do that, the vision is yours now. The future is yours now. Now you can do what you love now. And you can take that to new heights.
You know, and that sounds like a good stopping point for this podcast too. Yes, it does.
So yeah. So we gonna wrap it up. Jeff, man, it was nice having you on the podcast. It was an honor. It was a blast having you on here. I learned a lot about you. And, thanks for being on here. Jeff. Well, that's it of the Zan Talk podcast. Hope y'all listeners enjoyed and stay tuned. You can find this podcast on Spotify and Google Podcasts. Just type in, you know, capitalize the Z, Zan Talk. You'll find me on Spotify and Google. So, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in to the Zan Talk podcast. I hope you enjoyed, and tune in for the next upcoming episode. Thank you very much. You have a good one.